Welcome back. Let's cover if statements. Also known as conditional logic, it only executes if the condition is met. So you have to give it a Boolean of true or false. It looks like this. You have an if, parentheses, open and close curly braces, and then your conditional logic goes in between. In the parentheses is a check. So if true, it runs the code in the braces. If false, then Java just skips over it. You can put anything that results in a Boolean in there. So you can literally put true or false, even though you shouldn't do that. You can put 1 is greater than 0, which results in true. You can do x is greater than or equal to 0. You can do x is less than y. You can do string dot equals another string. Or you could even call a method. So anything that eventually results in a Boolean can be put inside the parentheses. Okay, let's try it out. I just type if, open and close parentheses, then open and close curly braces, and then in here is where I put my condition. So for now, I'm just going to say true, and then I'm going to print out peach. When I run this, of course it prints out. If I put in false, then what Java does is it sees that this condition results in false and says, okay, it just skips over it and keeps running. So if I had another print line statement, you can see that it skipped over this. It did not print this out, but it did continue and print out the next line. Another thing you can do is just a condition. So if I have 1 is greater than 0, this results in true. So it does print it out. If I do 1 less than 0, this results in false. So it does not print it out. If I have an integer, x is equal to 18, I can say if x is greater than 21, x is not greater than 21, so it does not print out. You could have integer y is equal to 0, and we can say if x is greater than y, it will print out, or you could even have a method call. So let's create a new method. So again, remember, it has to be static for right now. Static, it's going to return a Boolean, and we're going to say is over 21 years old. We're going to pass in an integer x, and then we're going to return x greater than 21. Up here, I'm just going to call the method, and I'm going to delete y, and I'm going to say is over 21 years old, where I pass in x. Notice it does some automatic unboxing for us. This is a wrapper class integer. When it comes down here, it automatically gets converted to a regular int. And because it is not over 21, it does not print out. So just remember, in here is anything that results in a Boolean. Friendly reminder, there are lots of Boolean operators. So you have equals equals, that checks to see if integers or doubles are equal. You have the or, and then the and operators. And this allows you to group complex things with parentheses. So if you look on the right, you can see if x is greater than y or x is greater than 0, and that groups into a single condition, and y is greater than 1, then you can print something out. So just friendly reminder, you can use all of these operators to do pretty complex things. That being said, you should not be coding like this. This is very difficult to read. You should figure out how to write this code more simply so that someone coming along can actually understand what you're trying to do. Next up, we have if-else statements. So you can see on the right, you start off with your if statement, but right after you have an else statement. What this means is one of these has to run. So it'll check the first, is x greater than 1, and if it is, it'll execute the first part of the code, and if it isn't, then it executes the next part of the code. So it's either or, one of them has to run. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete all of this. And if we have if 1 is greater than 0, we'll just print out peach. And then afterwards, we'll just use the keyword else and more curly braces. And then we'll print out program. So in this case, 1 was greater than 0, so it printed out peach. If this fails, it skips over this one and instead runs this one. Next up, we have else if. So you can check two things. So if you notice, on the second block, you have else if, so you can do another conditional check, and then if both of those fail, then you eventually get the else. As you can probably imagine, this can make it pretty complicated pretty quickly, so just be careful. So let's convert this to an else if. So we can just say if, parentheses, 1 is greater than 0, and then an else block at the end, and we can print out something. This part should be pretty obvious. So that's pretty much it for if statements. This should be pretty straightforward. This should not blow your mind by any regard. There is one more thing we could cover, which is the switch statement. This is an alternative to a massive if-else block. I'm hesitant to cover this. I've actually never used a switch case in my professional career because if you have all these different cases, it's kind of a hint that perhaps your code needs to be simplified. I'm not saying there's no use case for a switch case, but it's pretty rare. And it's very easy to mess this up with all of the breaks and the defaults. So for now, I would just use if-else and avoid switches unless it's something really specific. But in your homework, I am going to tell you to ask ChatGPT to teach you how to use it. This will be good practice for learning how to learn using AI. And with that, go do the homework. Good luck.